Thanks for joining us on Jamaica Magazine and just catching up on our culinary heritage. I never knew our one-pot meals came from our African ancestors. That's why foods like our national dish, the ackee and saltfish, is so popular. The same is true for our dip and fall back or stamp and go. Contact the JIS to get a copy of this book with more of our culinary delights.
When him and Kate had starving dog just woke up face to face. The turkey stopped. The dog drop. Him lick him out and walkie. He make our mama dive and bunked up on the turkey. Needs Mary ball out. Steal the turkey!
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 8th. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is calling on the private sector to increase investment in innovations that will boost their operations and the Jamaican economy.
The future of Jamaica is great, and we want our business people to be optimistic in their outlook, to take risks on Jamaica, and the government is playing its role as a regulator.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Friday at the launch of GB Energy Texaco Jamaica's Autogas at the Texaco service station on Halfway Tree Road. He commended the company for launching the new liquefied petroleum gas, which he says aligns with the government's commitment to diversifying Jamaica's energy mix. A national trade information portal has been launched to provide a central access point for laws, regulations, procedures, and other measures relating to trade procedures. The portal will become operational in mid-2019. Speaking at the launch, Industry and Commerce Minister Audley Shaw said it was essential to improving the ease of doing business in Jamaica.
This is all part of a modern and coordinated approach to doing business at international standards. Trade has always played a major role in the Jamaican economy, with the value of exports and imports totaling over 50% of the country's gross domestic product.
At the same function, the National Foreign Trade Policy and Consultancy was unveiled to complement the portal. Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says the trade policy seeks to facilitate the maintenance and development of rules providing predictability and security for firms engaged in trade.
The foreign trade policy is geared towards mainstreaming trade, international development policies, plans, and strategies. It must embrace other policies and strategies in order to promote trade in goods and services which meet international standards. It's also essential that we meet demand in external markets and enhance export performance, leading to job creation and welfare gains.
Both policy initiatives are the result of collaboration between the Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Ministry and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Government is spending $100 million this fiscal year to provide productivity support for several crops, including Irish potato and onion. Portfolio Minister Audley Shaw made the announcement last Thursday at the launch of the 2018-2019 Irish Potato Program in Christiana, Manchester. The productivity support is part of government's overall strategy to enhance Jamaica's food and nutrition capacity with the target of achieving self-sufficiency.
If we have the appropriate systems, and put in with liquid irrigation systems and so, Irish potato can grow year-round, It can grow year-round. It don't have to be October to December or January, February through to March, April. It can actually grow year-round because people eat French fries year-round. People eat Irish potato year-round.
The minister was speaking against the background that the demand for table Irish potatoes in Jamaica was £34 million per year. The Ministries of Health and Local Government have joined forces with a number of private sector entities to construct a new ward at the St. Catherine Infirmary. The ward was opened on Friday to house social cases from the Spanish Town Hospital. This is part of a broad initiative to find alternative appropriate accommodation for infirmed persons currently residing in public hospitals and free up those beds for patients. In line with that, local government minister Desmond McKenzie says work on a similar facility in Westmoreland is to begin in November.
Clarendon is also on the card. As we move right across the country to free up the bed space so that persons who are seeking attention in public hospitals will be able to find adequate room.
The minister says that in this financial year, government is spending close to $400 million on infirmaries across the island. There are 14 government-operated infirmaries across the island, in addition to 2 Golden Age homes. Infrastructural upgrade to the island's ports will continue as part of efforts to attract more cruise ships to the island. $15 billion is being spent this fiscal year to develop the ports of Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, and Falmouth. CEO of the Port Authority of Jamaica, PAJ, Professor Gordon Shirley, says creating visitor-friendly ports is critical to the industry.
The Port Authority of Jamaica has always placed great emphasis on the reviews that we have received and information we have received about the guests' reaction to our terminals. And over the past few years, in response to those, a number of changes have been made.
Professor Shirley was speaking at the recent official welcome event for Carnival Horizon, docked in Ocho Rios, with a capacity of nearly 4,000 passengers. Between January and August of this year, the country welcomed more than 1.2 million cruise passengers. Future cruise ship bookings for the island include more than 26,000 passengers for the island's ports. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health.
That can easily change if we allow the cutting of trees, forest fires, animal grazing, crop cultivation, or improper dwellings to destroy our forest reserves. Help preserve Jamaica's flora and fauna. If you know or suspect that someone is hurting our forest reserves, call 1-888-FORESTS. Remember, protecting our forests means sustaining our lives.
Today we highlight our national flower, the Lignum vitae. You may be wondering why this plant, out of so many others, was chosen as the national flower. But rest assured, once you've watched this next feature, you'll see that we made the right choice.
Christopher Columbus saw it here when he came. It means wood of life in Latin. It's world-renowned for its medicinal, ornamental, and industrial properties. But round these parts, it's known as the Lignum vitae, the island's national flower.
It is a tree that is native to Jamaica, it's native to Cuba, basically the Greater Antilles and parts of Central America. Its native habitat is pretty much dry alluvial type plains. It also grows in well-drained limestone areas.
This short, compact tree takes over 100 years to grow up to 30 feet tall. Due to its luminous purple-blue flower, alluring orange-yellow fruit, evergreen foliage, and attractive rounded shape, the tree dots across the Jamaican landscape, shading many houses, streets, and complexes. Since time immemorial, the Lignum vitae has been touted as the most useful tree in the world.
It produces a gum, and that gum used to be regarded as highly favored for medicinal uses.
Its body, gum, bark, fruit, leaves, and blossom are used to produce medicine. In colonial times, resin from the tree was used as a mild laxative and as a diuretic. The leaves were used as a remedy for respiratory, inflammatory, congestion, and neurological disorders. Its bark eases pain from sprains, strain, rheumatism, and arthritis. And I'm sure many Jamaican homes still ward off flies with its branches.
Its most noted feature is the wood. Because it's slow growing, it's very, very dense. And that density and the weight of it gives it a number of industrial uses.
That's because the lignum vitae is infused with an oil which makes it waterproof. It's ranked as the world's densest, hardest, and most durable traded wood. In addition to being used for making exquisite furniture, the lignum vitae was used to insulate trolley cars for the rail industry. The wood also made the propeller shaft bearings of most ships back in the day. Lignum vitae wood is also ideal for these creations. The lignum vitae is truly the holy grail of plants.
Papi look kinda sad today. Him know say something wrong. No rickety, no rukutu, no tram, no balam bam. But do me feel it so? All things I'm for the best. Me make me conscience rule me. For a tram car, we'll need a rest. So, me we walk a mile and a half. Fi hear the palam pam. The bus drive sweet, but massa, it no sweet like the tram.
Which parish do you find Roaring River, Brighton Blue Hole, and Silver Spring? Find out in our newest Heritage Month offering. You may know it for its 7 miles of pristine coastline, its unmistakable sunset, or moving houses on trailers. You may see it in the news for its motorcycles, but there's so much more to the island's most westerly parish. We decided to give you a little peek. So come now, come around the bend with us in Westmoreland.
Come and get your fish at the border. We have all nice seafood. We have conch, we have steamed fish, we have bami, we have soup. If you come to the border, believe you me, you will never stop coming to the border.
If you're looking for an in-depth history lesson, you won't find it in this feature. Be sure to head on over to jis.gov.jm for a parish profile. What you'll get though is some good food and some breathtaking sights around these parts. When sugar was king, it was the center of economic life. And it was from these lands that Jamaica's road to independence was paved. Just look up the 1938 riots and the passage of universal adult suffrage in 1944. Up the road and round the bend, you'll find persons who came here to supply manpower. Yes, we're talking about Chinese and Indian indentured servants, and their influences live on. Negril is not the only capital of casual here in Westmoreland. What do you think about Bluefields?
Yeah, you can come and get your fresh fruit in White House.
Come and visit Peter Touch home, Belmont, Westmoreland. We all over there hang out and go and eat fish and ital.
Yeah, and people are coming down at the old wharf near to the front of the MCB bank there. But they move that ship good.
We came further up the hill.
Up the hill.
round the bend to a place called Good Hope in Westmoreland, where our locals told us about a great house, right? The Whitehall Great House.
Great House.
This is our tour guide. He's a former worker there, Mr. Seaford Pringle. Right. He was just telling us about the produce that came from there.
Yeah.
You said logwood.
Logwood, pimento.
Pimento.
Yeah.
Seaford, thanks for sharing the great house with us. And see you next time.
Welcome.
You've seen our mountains, you've seen our springs, you've even seen our rivers. But did you know that we have a blue hole too? We're going to check that out right now. Westmoreland is also home to the Seaford Town German settlement. It's too far up the road for today, but you can visit when you have some time. They have a museum and the people are very warm and welcoming. Just tell them the JIS sent you.
One love, one heart. Come on down to Negril, you're gonna feel alright.
The tour done. I hope you had fun and you learned a little bit more about this Western wonderland called Westmoreland.
Part of cultural preservation is the protection of the physical artifacts that we've collected over the years. Watch now how we preserve metals.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Headquarters House, home of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. We're going to take you through some of the ropes in the methods in conservation, so please come along with us. Thanks for joining us in our conservation lab. We have here working with us Mr. Darrington Ferguson as well as Mr. Frank Gale, and we'll be looking at some of the methods they will be applying to different material types for the preservation of our material culture of Jamaica. First of all, we have here some cannonballs that are usually found with some extent of corrosion. Mr. Ferguson is actually removing mechanically some of the concretion from a cannonball, and after he has removed that, then we would wire it. This wired metal object we would then install in our electrolytic tank. In the process of electrolysis, what we are actually doing, we are primarily reversing the process of corrosion. Once it has been electrolyzed, it would look something like this. So we would then proceed to brush to remove any loose rust that would be left on it. We would then put the iron object in some pure water, which we call deionized water, and that would be heated to ensure that the metal itself would facilitate the extraction of any impurities that might be left in the body of the iron. After that, we would dry the iron object. Most times we dry it in alcohol, and that would remove the water from the body of the object. And after drying, we would take a substance we call tannic acid, applying several coats, and it would form somewhat a stable surface for the iron object, and then the final stage is waxing to provide a coating or a lacquer on the surface of the iron object. Here we have Mr. Gale. He's actually applying orthophosphoric acid to remove slight rusting or corrosion from the case of a sword. He is actually using what we call a chemical as well as a mechanical means of so doing. We have close to it the extractor system, which is used to remove harmful fumes from the atmosphere in order to make the environment a much healthier one in which and a safer one for us to work. Lead corrodes by forming mainly lead sulfide and lead carbonate. So we would be soaking it first of all in ammonium acetate, and that would basically remove within a few hours the lead carbonate. In order to remove any residue of ammonium acetate that might be left on the lead, we would then rinse it quickly for a short time period. Just rinse it in a bath of a very dilute solution of hydrochloric acid. If there are any corrosion left at that stage, then we would remove that mechanically, either with very likely with a glass bristle brush. After that, we do as we would with the iron. Coming over here now, we have copper or copper material. We have been soaking this copper in a substance we prepare in the lab, which we call alkaline Rochelle salt. The alkaline Rochelle salt will remove from it largely what we call bronze disease. So we soak it in the solution. The chemical will dissolve the bronze disease. After that has been dissolved, then we would rinse in, for example, a dilute solution of sulfuric acid to remove any slight impurities or corrosion product that might be left there. After that, we will, as we do with the other metals, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were well informed by the information we've imparted today, and you're welcome to join us at any time, particularly at our heritage sites. And when you see our heritage sites, you see the artifacts that are there, you will appreciate to a greater extent the effort that has gone into its preservation.
Reggae and dancehall, Jamaica's music continues to impact the world. And this year, the 8th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition celebrates our vibrant and dynamic musical heritage. I say yeah, I say yeah, what I say, do what I say. Can you hear me say yeah, 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 what I say, and right now someone else has died.
Students aged 9 to 12 enter the essay competition. Write 500 words on the topic, how has Jamaican music contributed to the country's growth and development?
Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
And right now, someone else has.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
Now moonshine, bright tonight, how we are shine big all night till daylight.
For additional information, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. Email heritage essay, heritage poster, heritage photo, all at jis.gov.jm, or call 876-926-3590 to 4.
It's my legacy, all I've got to say. Reggae my song.
The competition is now open.
And all entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
prizes and surprises await you in the 2018 Jamaica Information Service Heritage Competition.
Lord, I feel like crying now. I feel like moving. And I feel like...
Welcome to Blenheim, birthplace of a hero. Sir Alexander Bustamante was the first Prime Minister of Jamaica. He was born on the 24th of February 1884 and died 6th of August 1977, but still lives on in history. Here at his museum, you can get the rich history of him. So please feel free to come and enjoy tea. We are open from 9 to 5 weekdays, Monday to Friday. So please come on in and get the rich history. Right? You can call the Jamaica National Heritage Trust if you want some more information.
And that's it for today. For more of our programs, visit jis.gov.jm or our YouTube channel. You may also stay in touch with us by joining us on all the major social media platforms. And there's a mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Sandra Clark. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.